Hi friends, thanks for tuning in. This is going to be a reading for the collective. This is a general energy transmission for everyone. Today is February 23rd and there's a new moon in Pisces right now. I'm not an astrologer, I'm a channel, and this is an energy transmission for all signs, for collective. So please join me here while I shuffle. Tune into your higher self and your guides and ask them to be present here for this reading to help contribute energy towards passing along the messages that the collective could use right now. Put aside any distractions that you may have going on. Please don't multitask while you're watching this reading. I want to make sure that you make the most out of your time here with me and that you don't miss out on any of the valuable and precious messages that your spirit guides and higher self wants to contribute and pass on to you through this transmission. So let's take a look. I'm going to do the first spread with the Voyager deck and then for the collective, and then using my Morgan Greer deck I'm going to pull a few cards for each sign to bring in more specific information for individuals. So let's take a look here at the general energy. I did a little shuffle before I turned on the camera, and there's a few cards that are here in this reading that flipped out in that shuffle. So that's interesting. We'll talk about it. Okay, so what we have here, we have Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So as I said earlier, I'm not an astrologer, I'm a channel. This is an energy transmission. So I'm just going to read the energy of the cards that are here that will help describe what's available for the whole collective during this time. So we have at the foundation of this reading the Hierophant in reverse. At the center of the reading is 7 of Pentacles crossed by 8 of Cups. And 8 of Wands in reverse at the crowning card position. So my first take on this central axis of the reading, which talks about what's in the unconscious mind, what's in the conscious mind, that means what's unknown and what is known. I feel like at this time there could be some issues with information and communication, but that is actually bringing about some catalyzing effects for individuals in terms of what needs to shift as far as things that may have been too fixed or too stayed or too ingrained in a certain way. That's obviously going to be relevant for everybody in different ways, depending on your circumstance. But that the energy that I'm feeling in this central axis here is talking about a big transformative energy that is catalyzed by some kind of shift in perspective based on unexpected information coming through that is helping to transform and shift something that has been too something is becoming something that has been conventional and traditional and usual is becoming unconventional and unusual through a catalyzed situation. And so that's helping people to change the way they view situations, and it may be uncomfortable at first, but the point of this reading and the point of tarot is to help you see that which is in a blind spot. So while you might feel like something becoming, something shifting which may feel really inconvenient or uncomfortable, there is energy here in this reading to help you see that while you might go through a period of discomfort through a transition, it's bringing about some really beneficial changes that will help change your circumstances to become much more, I'm hearing, easy and effortless. So while you go through a period of discomfort through a transition, while something's being catalyzed, the point here is to see that it's important to accept the changes that are occurring and not struggle against them, so that you can usher in a new era in a certain area of your life where you can find greater ease and comfort in something becoming more effortless because of the changes that have occurred. I know that was very vague, but you'll understand. If this reading is for you, you'll understand what that means. Now, in this horizontal axis of the reading from recent past to sort of present and potential future, we have Balance card upright with the Ace of Wands upright. I like this energy a lot. What this is telling me is that there is, again, related to some kind of transformative catalyzing event that seems uncomfortable and inconvenient at the time that it's happening, is bringing about an illumination and some fresh ideas being given the breath of life. And it's through some kind of shift that's helping a newly formed state of balance to become realized, that understanding and awareness is brought into a space where you can work with new ideas in a very creative way to help form and continue something that has needed to be perceived in a different way. Right. In this quadrant here, we have 6 of crystals reversed with the Man of Cups in reverse. And here we have Sage of Wands upright with the Hanged Man in the reverse. So what I'm feeling from these 4 cards here is there's an energy of sacrifice and letting go. And again, it feels like it's related to this situation here where something is being catalyzed through an inconvenient or uncomfortable situation. And the message here is be willing to surrender to the circumstances that are changing and accept and understand that the situation that's being catalyzed is changing in a way that will benefit you greatly. And it's important for you to understand that your need here to surrender and accept to the circumstances changing is what will help a smooth transition into a new space where there will be greater emotional understanding and a freedom from some kind of confusion or an area I'm hearing lack. So if there's been an area in your life where you feel like something's lacking, this catalyzing event here is helping you to shift out of that by kind of generating a greater emotional sense of satisfaction and fulfillment. But there is a need here for something to be sacrificed and compromised. But in a good way. I'm not seeing compromise here as something that you it's not about surrendering something to accept less than what you deserve or what you want. It's more about compromise and sacrifice in terms of dealing with a situation that's uncomfortable and accepting that a change is needed, that maybe you have allowed stagnancy to go on a little bit too long, and there is a shift occurring here that the compromise is in letting go, right? It's about not trying to grip too hard to what you've been in just because it's what's familiar and comfortable. So letting go, surrendering and sacrificing what you know to be able to create a space for something unknown to move into your field. And that's what I feel this Ace of Wands here. There's like a sudden rush of energy coming in because you've created space by being able to surrender and let go of that which is old and familiar. Okay, in the Hopes and Fears quadrant, we have 5 of crystals reversed with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So there's two pages in this reading. Where was the page? The other page we have is at the bottom of the deck. We'll come back to that. Now there's 5 of crystals. The 5 and 6 of crystals that are in this reading are 2 of the cards that flipped out during the pre-shuffle that I mentioned. Now what I feel here with this 5 of crystals in reverse with the Page of Pentacles in reverse is that again, it kind of feels connected to this energy of the Hangman here with regards to something that you must surrender to. I feel like if you've been in a kind of space of, if you've been butting heads with someone, if there's been kind of an energy around not being able to see eye to eye with another individual, where communication has been difficult, where there may have been some, defensiveness, or if there's been a debating energy and two or more individuals are unable to release their need to be right, that may have been something that's caused this sort of stagnation here, or something in that area of life around that particular issue is being catalyzed. And as a result of it, there will be some freedom from the tension of that disagreeability or that debate, where a new physical potential is opening up. And again, it's this something's being illuminated by that which you can be willing to accept and surrender from a situation that's uncomfortable or difficult. And it's bringing about a change where there's going to be a greater space for better communication. But more importantly, what I'm seeing here is something really creative that's coming through as a result of release from an old energy that's been kind of just dragging on a little bit too long. There's this sudden energy coming in where there's a kind of purification happening. And part of what it is here is there is a little bit of a need here for some, besides the surrender and the acceptance, There's some kind of need here for a little bit of backing away from being too, feeling the need to be too, what's the right word? Persistent about your point of view. And in doing so, if you can kind of just like ease off a little bit and just relax and let the energy of another person kind of just be what it is without feeling the need to correct them or talk over them or judge them. There's energy coming in to kind of, again, there's this purification energy I feel. On this axis here, we have this Sage of Wands, which is very fiery, and this Temperance card, which is very watery. So there's like this energy of harmony and balance with the Justice card as well. That's helping to kind of unify a situation which may have felt a bit disparate or split. Okay? I feel like a forgiveness is here. And there can be a little reunion moment. I'm not necessarily talking about an old flame coming back here. This is something else. This is something else. So let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Page of Cups. Page of Wands. So we have 3 pages in this reading now. 2 of Cups in reverse and 3 of Cups in reverse. Interesting. With the 3 pages in this reading, again, I feel that there is something around communication here. Something that needs to be communicated that's very important. But there is a delay in the communication because you have this 8 of Wands in reverse here crowning the reading. So be aware that what might seem like something inconvenient, like I've mentioned several times already, is actually divine timing playing out. And so the message here I feel from this extended cards of the reading and overall, the overall message I feel here is to embody a space of real patience and understanding that there is a divine play unfolding here, and you need not try to continue to force your opinion, but rather take a receptive. That's what I feel with the Page of Cups and the Page of Wands. There's like a reminder here to take a not exactly passive, but it is a passive energy of leaning back a little bit and being a little bit more laid back, rather than trying to pursue and push forward with your own agenda. Take a slightly receptive and passive position to let something play out here, knowing that there is a divine timing unfolding. And if you can sacrifice and surrender the need here to with masculine energy, pursue and push forward with your own personal opinions and views and agenda, what you are seeking will actually come to you. Okay? I feel that's it so far for this part of the reading. I'm just checking over. Hopefully there's some things in there that you can relate to and work with. I do really like this Ace of Wands here in the outcome position. So it feels to me like clarity is coming through. But keep in mind, this reading is kind of like up as long as a month of a cycle of energy. So you might be feeling a little bit frustrated and impatient right now, but by the end of this 3-4 week cycle, you will have a great clarity and understanding about what was hidden from you, and there will be some kind of epiphany or understanding and awakening that will illuminate you and make you feel not only clarity, but like a greater potential for something really creative or some type of endeavor that you wish to undertake will feel much more clear and evident. All right, that's the general reading. So for everyone now, please join me again while I shuffle with the Morgan Greer deck. So that reading was for everybody. And now I'm going to use the Morgan Greer deck to pull a couple of cards for each sign to get a little bit more specific information about how that energy might be playing out for each of the zodiac signs. So again, I'm not an astrologer. This is not an astrological report. I'm a channel, and this is channel transmission. So join me while I shuffle. Put your energy into the deck. Let's see what that is. 2 of Wands reversed. And let's see what we have for each of the zodiac signs. We're going to start with Pisces since we're moving into Pisces season now. One more. I'm going to leave this card out is what I feel. All right, Pisces, let's take a look. Eight of Wands reversed. It's the same card in the crowning position. And Page of Swords. Also, we have, as I said, there's 3 pages in the general reading. Now there's another one. So this is the Eight of Wands we had in reverse, and here it is again from this deck. So for Pisces, again, it's kind of reiterating what's already here. There's an energy here of some kind of delay or miscommunication or some kind of inconvenience where what you wish to pursue or what you wish to drive forward with is kind of not really happening in the timeline that you expect. But there is information or communication coming in later that will really help to clarify. I'm going to take one more card. King of Swords, right? King of Swords in reverse. So, this feels like it could be another individual that you might be dealing with, the way you're feeling this energy of the frustration that I was talking about earlier. But I feel it's again just driving the point home about being patient and accepting, and know that in time, information that you expect to receive will come. It may be later than you want it, but it will be right on time actually. Okay, Pisces. Aries, Chariot reversed, Temperance, and Four of Cups. Again, some kind of delay here with the Chariot reversed. Temperance we also had in the general reading here in the outcome. So what do I feel here? Aries, Chariot, Temperance, and Four of Cups. I feel the message here is to work with what you have for right now. Work with what you have. And again, trust that in time, things that you are seeking to pull in or bring forward will arrive. It may not be in the timeline that you expect. I feel, again, there is a message here around patience and acceptance. And just being in your zone, in your lane, work with what you have for right now. Just work with what you have. You might not really like what's in front of you. You might be a bit bored or tired of, or a little bit disinterested with what's in front of you. But the message here is to work with what you have for right now, and what you're seeking will arrive later than you expect, but actually in perfect timing. That was Aries. Taurus, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles reversed, and the Hermit. This is interesting. 2 cards that are your own, actually. The Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles are both very Taurian energies. And then we have the Hermit here. So what does it mean? Of course, independence always. I mean, the Nine of Pentacles is very, very much related to the Hermit, which is also a number 9. This is telling me that you have all the resources that you need, and you may feel a little bit discontent at the moment that you kind of are, you know, there's energy here about wanting to create more or to draw in more or to manifest more. But again, there's this energy in these cards here that are saying, be patient right now. Again, work with what you have. Just work with what's in front of you. Don't try to be forceful about bringing the things that you want to manifest in right now, as the energy is actually not really here just yet. It's in formation. There's energy in formation. Work with what's in front of you. Be patient. Be laid back. Lean back in your chair, and don't get frustrated and irritable about what you think should be happening right now. Just be in your zone. Be patient. That was Taurus. After Taurus is Gemini, Hierophant reversed, Emperor, Knight of Pentacles reversed. Again, there's all this energy about being patient, just sitting back in your chair, like lean back, just wait, be patient. There are changes occurring. There is something here with this, I feel, with this Hierophant reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, that something that you have been committed to is changing, but in a really beneficial way. Like you might be moving in a different direction, away from tasks that you have been putting a lot of energy into, or some kind of project that you had been quite committed to. But I feel like this energy is starting to emerge and move forward, where you're kind of feeling a bit more like being your own boss rather than being an employee. That's what I feel here for some of you. Or something that you've been kind of working on that has been really meaningful and important to you is starting to kind of move back into the distance, and your energy is moving into the foreground in a different way, with a sort of new kind of perspective or a new kind of agenda of something that you wish to express or experience. And so, again, there's energy of needing to be patient here, because what you want to achieve or what you want to begin is not necessarily available right now. That's what I feel with this energy of this reading. There's like, use this time to imagine and dream and focus on just whatever task is at hand in front of you, and be patient for that which is manifesting, and don't expect it to show up right now because it's not available. That was Gemini. Cancer, 5 of Swords reversed. Again, another repeating card. 3 of Wands reversed and 8 of Cups reversed. Cancer. I feel there's an energy of re-evaluating here. The fact that all 3 of these cards are in reverse, and all of the characters in these cards are wearing cloaks and have their backs to the front and are kind of facing down. I feel that's quite significant. I don't know if you can see that. Get it this way. So what that feels like to me is that there is energy of needing to go within and maybe go back over, not necessarily go back to the past, but in your mind and in your, like, it's kind of like reevaluating by kind of remembering. There's something about kind of going back over things in your mind. Maybe there's even something here about, like, for some of you, you might be using this time to heal something from the past, maybe using like something like hypnosis or meditation to kind of like explore something from, like, something that's hidden from you, that's deep within, that's like in your unconscious mind or in your cells, in your DNA, something like that. There's something about memory, something about going back, something about looking back into the sort of archives or in your history to see what there was previously that may be influencing you currently, so that you can then change the way you look forward, if that makes sense. I feel with this 5 of Swords, in the previous reading, the general reading, I felt the 5 of Swords here was talking more about some kind of, I'm hearing disclosure. In the previous reading, I was feeling this energy was more about like butting heads with somebody, but in this reading for Cancer, I feel like this is more about an internal space where you've been having an inner conflict or some kind of uncertainty within, where you're kind of debating back and forth with different aspects of the self. And I feel with this, you're kind of like, there's a need here for you to merge all the different facets of yourself to kind of come to a sort of a unified place where you can then reassess and move forward from a place of like internal unification, so you can overcome any kind of uncertainty or doubt that you have within. Okay, I hope that's clear. I'm just noticing now with these cards, okay, like you have this 5 of Swords here. You can see the 5. It's hard to see because of the lighting, but there's 5 of Swords and there's 3 of Wands, 5 and 3 in Roman numerals, and here in the 8 is like the 5 and the 3. So somehow there's this like, there's something about the unification process of all the like the different facets of yourself that may have been at odds with each other, kind of coming together by looking back over things. And there's like checks and balances that are being addressed or being like finalized. Because there's a feeling here of like wanting to look ahead to the future, but I feel like you're not really able to do that with clarity right now because you actually haven't put things from the past away in the correct order. I hope that makes sense. That was Cancer. We have Leo, is that right? Cancer, Leo. Knight of Wands reversed, King of Cups upright, and 10 of Wands. Okay. We had the King of Cups in the first reading. This is a repeating card. In the first reading, it was in reverse. Here it is in upright. What is this? This is for Leo. I feel here that you may need to adjust where you feel like you're taking on more responsibility than is fair, and find a greater place of, there's a little bit of a victim energy in these 3 cards, I feel. And with this King of Cups in the middle, I get the sense that your guides are wanting you to realize this energy is within you. Because right now, I think you're embodying more of these energies where there is this kind of passionate desire to achieve and pursue your goals and dreams. But in doing so, You overburden yourself with too much responsibility, and there's a little bit of martyrdom in here. So finding a way to be in balance with all the pursuits that you are undertaking, without an energy of feeling like you are doing more than your fair share. Understand that you're making those choices, and do it from a place of calm, centered, emotional intelligence, and let go of the immature energy of wishing that everyone would acknowledge you. That's what I feel here. It's I think you're there's energy here. Your guides are saying, like, overcome the immature energy that you're coming into this space with, of like, there's also energy here with this Knight of Wands in reverse where I feel like there's the potential to burn out because you're not coming from an emotionally centered place. You're overthinking things, and you're also putting too much energy outward from the perspective of wanting people to see you and acknowledge you, and that's what you need to eliminate and let go of, because that's actually what's exhausting you. You can handle the tasks, but you're overthinking and you're over-rationalizing and you're overly predicting and expecting other people to give you energy because of what you're doing. And that's what this King of Cups is saying. Like, drop all of that bullshit and just be doing it for the right reasons, for you. From a place of not needing other people to see or acknowledge you, but just do it because it's what you want to do, okay? That was Leo. Virgo, Strength reversed, Knight of Cups upright, and Six of Cups upright. Strength reversed, Knight of Cups, and Six of Cups. What is this? Just give me a second here, Virgo. I feel that with this Strength card in reverse, Strength in reverse. I think you may have a slight moment here where you're having a little bit of doubt whether or not you can actually handle the task at hand. But with this Knight of Cups and Six of Cups here together, what is it? I'm hearing demeanor. Let me look that up. Demeanor, outward behavior or bearing, quiet, somber demeanor. Okay, demeanor. What does it mean? Yeah, that was one thing about this the two images on these, the two images of the image on the face of the two masculine energies on these cards are what stood out to me. The Knight of Cups and then the face of the boy on this Six of Cups card. It has quite a, like, there's a kind of dignified expression coming through there, a little bit somber, a little bit sober also. I'm hearing sober. Something interesting there with all this lot of cups here. So there could be something here about sobriety or dealing with some addiction. And that's also the Strength card in reverse can also, because the Strength upright can talk about restraining the, like, animal instincts or the, like, lower, it can be addictive types of behavior or the animal instincts, right? So take that into account if that's touching or triggering for you. Like, see what you need to do with that. But let me see the demeanor again. I didn't really fully get it. Conduct. Yeah, it's about how you conduct yourself. That's what I feel here. How you conduct yourself, how you approach your responsibilities, how you approach your inner demons. I'm hearing how you approach your inner demons, how you conduct yourself in relation to self-respect, self-dignity. Something how like, again, this demeanor kind of keeps coming up in my mind. It's about managing and controlling your sense. So this is another different message that's coming through here for Virgo, completely different from the previous one. But for some of you, what's here is that if you are trying to come back to someone that you have previously broken up from, like if like maybe recently you've been with someone, or maybe you're trying to come back around and see someone that you were once in a relationship with, and you feel like there's this really special connection here, but maybe that person had already told you they didn't want to be with you. There's something here about having the self-respect and the self-dignity, and to conduct yourself with self-respect in a way to kind of let that be as it is, and not keep trying to force that change, or to bring that energy back around, because it is what it is. And if the other person doesn't see you or doesn't want to see you, or if you feel like it's hard for you to let go, that's what the Strength card in reverse here is saying, is like, let it be as it is. Don't keep trying to force that the energy to come back around in the way that you want it to be. And don't get too caught up on this idea of soulmates or twin flames or whatever. It's not that there's only one person for you, or even if that was a really special connection for you, if the other person is not resonant with you and is not feeling you in the way that you're feeling them, the work for you to do here with regard to, again, coming back to the original reading, is to accept and surrender and sacrifice and let things be as it is. Be patient and work on your own healing, work on your own inner reserves, work on your own self-love, so that you can come back to a place of balance and harmony within, and not stop trying to pursue someone that doesn't want to be pursued by you, basically. That was Virgo. Libra, the Sun, 7 of Swords reversed and 4 of Wands in reverse. Okay, the Sun, 7 of Swords and 4 of Swords both reversed. A lot of yellow here in these cards. So for Libra, what I feel here is that if there has been some changes on the home front, if there's been some changes in some kind of dynamic with either a work partner or someone that maybe has, like, if there's been a shift in a dynamic with another person, it's saying here with the Sun that that's a beneficial thing. It may feel, again, inconvenient or uncomfortable, or something along those lines, but there's a catalyzation that's happening here that is beneficial to you. You may not be able to see it right now, but it's, again, coming back to the previous reading, there is a need for compromise and sacrifice and understanding and patience, so that in time you will be able to realize what's actually happening here is beneficial to you. So trust is key here. There's also something here about the need for you to understand your own resourcefulness. And I'm hearing limitations. So it's saying here, like, don't there's an aspect here about not limiting, or not limiting yourself, or allowing yourself to break free of, or push past the border of what you perceive to be your own limitations, or your own abilities, something like that. I'm hearing compromise. That again came through in the first reading. So compromise, again, is not, I'm not feeling the word compromise in this regard to be about, like, accepting less than what you're worth. It's about understanding that there is something greater on the horizon for you, and if you can compromise in the sense of submitting or surrendering to the circumstances that are playing out, that in time you'll understand that it's actually something being orchestrated on your behalf that is very beneficial to you. I'm going to just look up the word compromise. Okay. In this regard, and I feel like this is really relevant here, is that in regards to the settlement of a dispute by mutual concession, in the end, I feel that will be something beneficial, right? So, yeah, and in this, again, this is what I was saying I don't think it relates to. Here it's saying accept standards that are lower than is desirable. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about with compromise in this regard is to accept the circumstances as they are, and make concessions in terms of being able to just be in acceptance of the circumstances, even though they're less than desirable or less than ideal, okay? If there is a dispute going on here with you and another person, which could be happening with this 7 of Swords and the 4 of Wands here, let's see. Again, I just feel in general there's a message here for patience, for understanding, for forgiveness and acceptance. And that might be hard to do right now if there is some difficult energy, if there is a dispute, if there is some conflict or butting of heads. But again, just I feel the energy of these three cards is saying that there is something to be mutually gained or something beneficial to come out of, just like not being too forceful about making your point be the one that's heard the loudest. Okay, Libra. After Libra, we have Scorpio, Two of Swords, Judgment, and Queen of Wands reverse. Again, I feel like there's, coming back to the first reading for all signs, the whole collective reading here, there's something about something that's delayed or something hidden from you, something that is being revealed in time that you don't understand right now. There's, again, a message here about being patient and knowing that in time the right facts and the right information will come to you, that you'll be able to then be in understanding or accepting of a situation that right now feels very inconvenient, very troubling, or very maybe making you feel insecure or a little bit like not feeling so stable. I feel with the Queen of Wands. I think something is being resolved here in time. It's not happening right now in the way that you want it to. But again, the message here is to be patient, to be determined, to find balance within yourself, and know that in time the energy is coming to you in a way that will be very... there's a kind of epiphany moment coming soon. Right now you may feel like you're in the dark, but soon enough and in time, all the facts that you need, all the information will be revealed in a way that will help you resolve an uncertain circumstance. Sagittarius, Four of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and Nine of Cups reversed. We had Page of Cups in the previous reading. Here I feel that during this time, it's again like a waiting energy, a patience. Patience is required. Communication that you need or want is slightly delayed. There is something about information coming through that may at this time feel a little disheartening, but eventually there will be something revealed that will help you understand that it's to your benefit. So right now the word is to just kind of hold your ground, consolidate and stabilize your own energy within, and that the thing that you want to manifest may not turn out in the way that you perceive it right now, and it might even not look, it might look like the opposite of what you want, but there's something about and I feel this for everyone in the whole general reading, but here specifically for Sagittarius, something that looks like is going against, or it's like landing in the opposite of what you're hoping to achieve, is actually what you want, but you can't see it right now because you may have too much of your attention focused on a specific thing that actually maybe isn't really that good for you, but you don't know right now. That was Sagittarius. Capricorn, Page of Cups reversed, same card, the Fool, and Death in reverse. Okay, interesting. Capricorn. So, excuse me. Page of Cups reversed with the Fool and Death in reverse. Two major arcanas. There is something transitional happening here, and again, like that, you may be really wanting a specific goal. You have a specific goal in mind, but it may not be that that's what manifests in the way that you perceive to be the vision that you've been holding, or like what you've been pulsing out into the universe for your creative process or your manifestation. But again, the Fool here and the Death reverse are both saying, and look, they're both holding this white flower. You see that? See the rose here? That's, for me, this is saying that there is like a higher authority or a higher power working here that you may not be fully aware of at this time. And there is something closing out here. There is something changing and transforming and being transmuted. And there is a big new beginning on the horizon for you, but it might not feel comfortable or convenient. But there is a need for you to understand that this actually is all in alignment with that which you are seeking to manifest and draw in. It just looks different from how you think it will. So again, patience is required, acceptance is required, some compromise is required, some sacrifice is also required here for this death card to fully manifest in the way that it's needed to alchemize your circumstances, to bring about this closure that is sort of happening that you may not realize right now. That was Capricorn. Aquarius, Six of Swords, Eight of Swords, and Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Okay, so for Aquarius, you are moving in the direction of some kind of change that will bring about a better sense of liberation and awakening to some gifts that you're wishing to express in a more profound way. But again, this is so funny how it's clearly coming through in every reading, but all the cards, obviously all the cards are different because I'm not putting the cards back into the deck, but they're coming out in this same kind of way that feels like it's just a repeat of all of what we've been saying throughout, is that you're moving towards something that looks different from what you perceive to be the manifestation that you've invoked. But it's very much actually in alignment with what you are desiring on a like a soul level. There are things that you are moving away from and letting go in order to achieve a sense of liberation and freedom that is really, really what you want and what you're calling in. But in order to get there, there is something really big that you need to sacrifice and let go of. And you might feel like this catalyzation that's occurring is sort of, the opposite of what you want, but it's actually not. It's totally what you want. And again, there is a need here for you to sacrifice and let go so that there's this space opening up for energy to come in to illuminate and brighten up a space that you are moving into. But in order for that space to be receptive to the light that you're bringing in, there's something big you need to let go of. So don't hold on to what's familiar. All right, that was Aquarius, and I think we've been all the way around now. Back to Pisces. So if you've made it to the end here, thank you so much for your time, for your energy. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for trusting me to bring these messages forward for you. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I hope you found some valuable nuggets in there that you can work with, that you can use for your personal development and growth. That's what I'm about here on this channel. It's my desire and my purpose here to support you in your growth. So thank you again for your time and energy, and I'll see you in the next video.